Hello my lovely Sagittarians, welcome to your August 2021 reading. Hope this reading finds you all well. This is a general reading for you Sagittarius. It's a reading for Sagittarius Sun, Rising and Moon sign. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting on my channel. I appreciate that. I read all the comments and I appreciate your support. If you will like this reading, give me a thumbs up because that helps my video get out there, and it also supports me, increases my connection with you, as do your comments. So I really appreciate your support. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can follow the link below to my website and book a reading from there. I've been meditating on your energy, my lovely Sagittarians, and for the month of August, it's a month of rebirth for you, I'm hearing. It's a month of new beginnings and of rebirth, of shedding that old you, of shedding that old skin, of finding out who you are. Cards are falling out everywhere. I've just got a card from the archetypes. The wild unknown archetypes I'm using. Cards just come out, so I will keep that there. We'll have a look at that in a moment. But what your channeled message for this month is they're eager to get started with you. They're eager to work with you. Your guides, your tribe, source, the divine God, whatever it is that works for you, whatever you have your faith in, and that's what the important thing is here, because it does all come from the same place. We, as humans, label it in different ways. But it is a time of rebirth, a time of new beginnings, a time of reassessing, a time of looking at what you truly want, who you truly want to become, what's holding you back, what needs to be released, what new things need to come into your life. So there's this sort of fluid movement in and out. Things are leaving, things are coming in. And when I say that, it's looking at the self. Look, it's being introspective, looking at you, what needs to come up, what needs to be looked at. When you shown something or something happens, you think, oh, I don't want to go there, I don't want to discuss that. Well, that's what needs to be discussed. That's what you need to look at. That's where you need to put your microscope. That's what needs to be magnified. Let's have a look at what's sitting in there. What we avoid is what really we need to be looking at the most. So there's going to be those sort of things happening for you in August. That's the underlying energy. Now let's have a look at this card that fell out, and what you've got here is the shadow, the light and dark, the yin and the yang. Life is about dualities. We are about dualities. It's not about I want to eradicate the shadow, I'm going to work on the shadow and eradicate it. Impossible. It's always going to be there, because there's always things that are going to happen, events that are going to happen in our lives that we bury, that we don't want to look at. There is that duality. The shadow is going to be a really important part of August for you, because it is about looking at those things that you are avoiding. What's holding you back? What's causing that sense of being stuck, not being able to move forward, or wanting to put plans in place and they're just not working out? What is it within you that is holding you back? Spirit's really wanting to come through and communicate with you. Excuse me. But they're really, really wanting to come forward. They're really wanting to speak, wanting to communicate. Be aware of your dreams. Be aware of what's going on around you. What synchronicities are occurring. What events are happening around you in August that you're needing to look at, that you're being called to look at, you're being called to release. Hugely important. That's a hugely important message for you, my lovely Sagittarians. It's what I'm hearing here is it's going to break the cycle of events that have been happening through your life. Now that's going to depend on how old you are, I'm also creating your Celtic cross here. It also depends on how old you are, how much water's gone under that, how much water has passed under the bridge. But nonetheless, there's cycles that will happen. There's cycles that will occur, things that you need to look at. Why do they keep repeating? What in you is there, what need in you is there to have those things occur? What lessons are you being guided to have a look at? What situations? What cycles? Very interesting month. There's no hiding, I'm hearing. There's no hiding for you in August. It's time. It's time to really look at how you can best move forward. This new beginning. It's interesting because August in almost every zodiac sign this month, August has been this doorway, this transition, this tunnel that you're walking through. Even me, we're walking through a time of transition, a time of shedding old skins, a time of progressing into this next chapter, this next phase, this newness. And it's the work that we do, the foundations that we lay in August as to how successful we are in the coming months. So that's going to be an individual thing because, of course, we have free will in this dimension. The card that's come up for you is the Three of Swords. Now, this is interesting because this is difficulty in communications. Difficulty in communication, there's some difficult subjects, some difficult topics that need to be discussed, some difficult things that need to be brought up. When I say difficult, they can be difficult for you to bring them up, for you to communicate. There's something that's difficult here for you to communicate. They're even telling me you may not even be aware of what that is just yet. But there's something that has hurt you, and I'm going way back into your past, something that's hurt you, something that has caused you to be making the choices and decisions that you're making today. Now, this is your shadow. What blocks do you have there? What need to be looked at? What needs to be communicated to yourself and to others? It's also about being mindful of anything you bring up with others. Be mindful how you get your message across. Be mindful how you communicate, or maybe there's a lack of communication and that needs to improve. But be mindful how you communicate to others. Speak to others as you would like to be spoken to, so that anything that you want to get across, be mindful of that, because words are like swords. So words can cut, words can wound. So be very, very, choose your words wisely, choose your words carefully, but also it's about looking at those old wounds in you as well. I'm needing to draw another card for you. Let's have a look. This is the good tarot I'm using here. The good tarot. Can I have a card, please, for Sagittarius, please? Can I have a card for Sagittarius? What is it that needs to be, thank you, brought up? Needs to be looked at. Justice. Justice. This is about the scales. This is about balancing. This is about something that needs to be balanced out in your psyche. Something that needs to be looked at. And justice is the law. Is looking at things impartially. So try and look at your past as a neutral observer, impartially. Don't engage blame or hurt or those strong emotions. Just look at the situations. What's gone on in the past that's wounded you? What is it that you're not communicating? Why are you not communicating that? So justice is really calling for you to look at that in a neutral way, as that neutral observer. You've also got the Eight of Swords. This is about communication as well. What's holding you back with your communication? So this is just such a clear indication that there's this shadow that needs to come up, this shadow that needs to be communicated so that you can move on. If there's this sense of stuckness, things aren't moving forward for you, or you're choosing not to move forward, why are you barricading? Why are you feeling that sense of entrapment? feeling stuck within yourself. So this is your psyche I'm speaking about here. This is something that is self-created. This is something that you can change whenever you're ready to do that, whenever you're ready to look at what needs to be reviewed, what needs to be looked at. And if this is your shadow, then that needs to come to the surface. That needs to be looked at in order for you to move on, in order for you to make decisions and choices that are going to be good for you. New beginning, leaving the old behind. So August is an opportunity here to leave the past behind, leave behind what is soul holding you back, what is no longer serving you, by bringing it to the light. The shadow, once you bring it to the light, it just dissolves. It dissolves. And so it's that awareness of the shadow that then you can leave that behind to have this new start, this new beginning, because there are new beginnings coming up for you. New beginnings in attitudes, in moving forward, in creativity, in a new job, in anything that you want, any changes that you're wanting to. There's a relationship, there's a shift in a relationship as well here. For some of you, it's a releasing of that relationship. For some of you, it's a strengthening of that relationship. So there is that also that duality here to look at. You've also got the Hierophant, and so you do that in wisdom. The Hierophant is that higher self, that higher knowledge, that guidance, that spiritual wisdom, ancient knowledge. You're going to know on some level that it's time to review some things in your past, to release things in order for you to move on. There is this knowing. There's also going to be synchronicities around you that are going to help you on your way, help you on your journey. Can I have a card, please, for my lovely Sagittarians for August? What's with the synchronicities? That guidance, what's going on with the guidance? Let's have a look. Yeah, that guidance brings transformation. Transformation is the death card in the traditional tarot. But this is transformation. This is what I'm seeing, this shedding of a snake's skin, this new beginning, leaving the old behind, this time of transformation. And so really don't resist, because this card speaks of resistance, of looking at what needs to be looked at. There's resistance here of looking. So don't resist that you can change that whenever you are ready to change it. But the time is now to change it, because you're going to really be guided. You're going to have this inner knowing of, it's time now to do this. You're going to be pushed to do this, whether it comes through your dreams. It can be a cleansing through your dreams as well. But what that brings about for you in August is transformation. Transformation in you. There's this feeling of feeling lighter. There's a lightness about you. There's a weight has been lifted, something that you've moved on. There's this aha moment for you. It can be an aha moment of, I don't want to work where I'm working anymore. So there's some of you are going to be pushed to change where you're working or how you're working differently. It's also about communication, I want to say. It's like you're communicating with others on a different level, in a different way, a deeper understanding of others. So there's this big transformation coming, this big awakening coming for you very early in August. How does that make you feel? Well, there's celebration here. It's going to bring this desire for celebration, whether there's a birthday, a wedding, an anniversary, something that's going to be celebrated in August, something that you're celebrating with someone. It's also celebrating yourself, being in a happier place. You're in a happier place as well. What's this celebration, please? This is the enchanted map that I'm using. Let's see. I like the map because this is your road through August, and so there's celebration. What is this celebration for Sagittarius? What form does it take? What is being celebrated? Can I have a card, please, for Sagittarius, for my lovely Sagittarians, my guides? Yes, thank you. Just one card for Sagittarius. Thank you. 2 cards they've given you. We'll take those 2 cards. We we'll take those two cards. Let's have a look at... Is this celebration's going to make you feel like wide open spaces? You're standing on on this pinnacle. You're standing up high. You can see, when you're up high, you can see the future. You've got far vision, a wider view. You're wide open to accept what is being offered to you, to accept the changes. So there's this preparedness to make that change, to bring the changes in that you're seeking, that you're wanting, that you know are going to improve your condition. 4 and 2 is 6. 6 is spiritual, so it's also spiritual guidance here. It's also spiritual guidance. The second card you got is the Bone Collector. Love that. That's the shaman. The shaman, the guidance. Your people are coming in to guide you. I want to read what these cards bring, what they bring for you. Let's have a look. I'm more interested in the Bone Collector, which is number one. Number one is new beginnings, a new start. There's a clock there. And happiness, you know, being happy about where you are. When the Bone Collector appears, she's asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Whenever we're wounded, especially when you're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt, and I believe that, you know, this shadow for you is something that's come way back in your past. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a version of the truth that then sets us up to behave in a certain way in the future when faced with a situation similar to the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable, or expect to be criticised. The Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you're a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the Bone Collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find what you have, that you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. So isn't that interesting? Because that's very much, and that also brings you this wider vision, this clear vision. I love that. And that's cause for celebration, because it's this liberation that you're feeling. This liberation that's coming through about releasing what is holding you back, what is not necessary, what is not needed from the past, that past conditioning that makes us defensive about certain situations in our present moment. So have you, you know, there's this, what comes up for you, if there's if anger comes up, if impatience comes up, if lack of control comes up, ask yourself, where does that come from? Because that's going to come up for you. There's going to be these triggers coming up for you. What is coming up for you, and how, where are the roots of that? And that's working with your shadow. Where are the roots of that coming from? What memories does it trigger? This is a karmic transition that you're making. But I also feel like there is a soul connection now. It's someone that you're already with, in a relationship that you're already with. It's a soulmate connection, a really strong love connection that's there. That is going to be strengthened by the work that you're doing. So this is in your future reality. What is going to happen in this reality? It's going to shift. You're going to make strong connections. If you're in a relationship, it is going to be strengthened. There is greater commitment there in that relationship. If you're not in a relationship, there is opportunity to open your heart and find that soulmate, find that significant other in that relationship. And if you're not wanting a relationship, this can also be friendships, but there's someone that is very significant that's coming up around you as well. This is also the card of karma. This is the card of karma and Oh, they want me to take this one. This is the card of karma, karmic connections, karmic situations coming up. 3 cards. Let's have a look. 3 cards. That brings, you know, this... Put in that work, dig up the shadow, because then it brings you, you're feeling like you've arrived, you're home, you're happy, things are working out, you're at peace. The 10 of water is coming home, feeling at peace, being able to create the future and the reality that you're wanting, feeling content about where you're at. Tapping into that inner self, that higher self, to get the messages that you're needing, but feeling content. Feeling balanced, feeling at peace, finding that strength, the Emperor, really strong card. You're going to really feel much more defined, much stronger, much more able to create the future and the reality that you're wanting to create. If you're going, I'm hearing here, anyone going for promotion, a new job application, go for it, because there's strength around you. You've got this peace and this aura around you, and what is karmically yours, you will get. Will come to you. And you've also got the Ace of Swords. This is a new way of communicating that you're going to have, a new way of communicating. There's clarity, there's new learning. You're going to learn a lot about yourself as well. You're going to learn a lot about what you want, what direction you're moving in, what you want to bring into your reality. So there's a new start, a new beginning. So the new beginning starts once you have sorted through this shadow self, which is interesting because it leads to the Death card. The Death card is the transformation card. Where do we have the transformation card? Here it is. They're the same card. The Death card. Allow things to fall away because it makes space for new beginnings. So there's endings and beginnings here for you that are happening, that are coming up for you. So it's really good to release, work on that shadow and release. It's all about that. It's all about this transformation. It's all about this shadow work, this shadow self. Let's have a look at the mystical shaman oracle. Let's see what they have to say about this transition for Sagittarius. What is this transformation, this transition? I really want to also get I want to know what your totem animal is for this month, because I feel like that's going to be really important. Half the deck fell out. We don't want that. We want a card, please. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Thunder. Change is coming. It's going to come. You know, think of thunder. It's loud. It's quick. Things are going to happen really quickly. It's going to be like a summer storm that just appears and comes and goes. There's thunder and there's lightning. Things happening quickly. These changes are going to occur very, very quickly once you are ready to accept those changes, to bring those changes in. There's nothing quiet. There's nothing calm about that. It's going to be something that is, I want to do your totem, something that's going to happen very quickly around you. The Divine Animal Oracle I'm using. I want to know what it's really going to, I feel like it's really going to ignite that thunder in you, that passion in you, that need to move forward. Let's move forward into, there's this determination. As far as your career goes, I feel like in August there's going to be something that's going to really, there's some sort of shift, there's some sort of change coming in, and it's going to happen out of the blue. It's going to happen really quickly. Can I have a totem animal, please, for Sagittarius? Can I have a totem animal? Well, for Sagittarius. Oh, thank you. Okay, they're throwing it at me. So let's have a look. The hyena. Hyena. The hyena can survive in all sorts of, what energy does it bring? The hyena can survive in drought. It can survive in good times. The hyena is a survivor, very resourceful, That's the energy that's coming through for you, being resourceful, being a survivor in, you know, whatever comes up for you. Let's read this and see what energy is brought to you by the hyena. I love that. Okay, so what this is saying is examine your fears, especially the fear of difference, of the unknown and of death. And that's the sort of spiritual death. It's not the real death. This is this transformation, because you've got the death card twice in this reading. There may be an abandonment of something, a belief, a person, a place. Remember that because something is strange, it doesn't mean that it cannot be beautiful or good. We all have a job to do. We all have our own genius. Be sure you have the correct information to have a truthful understanding. It's all about you working on yourself. What's the magic that it brings? Hyena magic is complex and is a living tradition. The hyena is its own sacred deity, much like the coyote in the Native American tradition. Although it is perhaps darker in nature, hyenas are tricksters, boundary riders, and the bringers of mystery, and are important in funerary rituals. They may be harbingers of death, but they also clear away what is no longer needed. In Nigerian traditions, hyena masks are worn to signal the end of rituals, which reflects how hyenas clear up dead things, bones and all, and everything's finished. Some societies take this literally, with the Maasai of Africa leaving their dead out to be consumed by hyenas. If a corpse is rejected by a hyena pack, it means social and spiritual disgrace. For some, hyena magic also extends to the integration and balance of masculine and feminine energies. The yin and the yang, you see, we were talking about. That's really interesting. So, hyena energy. You can also Google that and get more information from that. But you see, it's still about transformation, death, and then renewal. It's about that energy that's coming in, looking at the past, looking at what is needing to be moved on. That is just so strong around you. It's going to also feel uncomfortable. I feel like I want to, they're telling me here, it's not going to be an easy process. There is discomfort in digging up the bones, the remains of what's been going on from the past in order to acknowledge it and release it, unblock your sacral chakra, unblock your solar plexus to allow that energy to flow through. Take the time out in August, my lovely Sagittarians, to really investigate that, to really look at how you're going to be moving forward, because that, I feel like there's this old door that's being opened, and all the dust is moved on, and you're moving into the sunshine, the growth, the new start, the new beginning, which I really like. There's two cards here. I didn't even realise that. You've got the King of Wands. Well, this is you, isn't it? Male or female? This is your card, Sun, Rising, Moon sign. You're going to really go on a journey of self-discovery. What was underneath it is the Six of Cups. This journey of self-discovery, this is childhood memories. This is past memories. This is about forgiveness, compassion. Give the gift of forgiveness to yourself. Give the gift of compassion to yourself, because that then will bring bountiful treasures to you, if you like. It's going to allow you to expand your horizons, to really be able to set goals and dreams. This is the universe giving you this gift of bringing up the past to release it, to really step into your own strength, your own creativity, your own enthusiasm, and your own energy. It's like you get this new burst of energy. this new burst of energy. This card speaks, the Five of Wands speaks of, okay, so there are issues, it's not going to be smooth sailing. This is never something that's absolutely as simple and is just going to happen. It requires work, it requires dedication, and it requires intention. But it's not something that you're doing on your own. There is help there. So don't forget to ask your guides for assistance. They'll come through your dreams. They will show you synchronicities. They will help to move you forward. They will bring in the healing that is necessary. But also don't forget to ask people around you that you trust for help, for assistance, for guidance. Often the people that we love can see more about us than we can see of ourselves. And so that's, don't forget to ask. Ask for the assistance that you're needing here. That's so important. Can I have a card, please, for Sagittarians? What about this assist? Who's there to help them? Who's there to bring them that help? Okay, it's interesting. It's a very stormy sort of. You've got you had thunder somewhere here, and now you've got lightning. So that help, once you decide that you need that assistance and that help and you're going to do the work, it's going to happen lightning fast. You're going to be able to manifest, I want to say, lightning fast. Who's selling a house? Someone's selling a house or renovating. There's good fortune there. There's good fortune there. Lose the fear, I'm hearing. Lose the fear of that forward movement and take the plunge, make that forward movement. Opportunities are going to come to you lightning fast. I want to say there's a job coming up something's going to be offered to you, my lovely Sagittarians, that's going to come out of the blue. It's going to come out, it's lightning fast. There's going to be something offered to you that is going to improve your life, improve what's unfolding for you. I really like that. Use that inner wisdom, that inner guidance. But don't create a glass ceiling. Don't allow anything to hold you back. Don't allow yourself to hold you back. Don't allow fear to hold you back. Really look at that. In the beginning of August, when you have this sense of, there's things that are going to come in you're going to come across that are going to be triggers. What is it triggering? If it's uncomfortable, sit with it. Bring it up and look at it. It's not going to be an easy journey. Again, you've got the Justice card. You had her in the very beginning. And this is about looking at things in an unbiased way. Looking at things in a fair way. It's not about blame here. It's not about blaming anyone in your past. It's not about blaming yourself. There's no blame here. It's about being neutral. Be the neutral observer. Just look at the facts. Look at the situation. And look at what's holding you back and how that needs to be released. When we hold on to hatred's a strong word, but that's the word they gave me. So, when we hold on to hatred, when we hold on to revenge, when we hold on to not forgiving someone, who is it ultimately hurting? It's hurting you. It's hurting the person that's feeling those things. And they become your shadow. They become your blocks. That's what eats away at you. That's what holds you back. So it really is about releasing those things in a neutral way. Just observing what's around you. Weighing it out, weigh the scales of justice out. Let's be fair and release what needs to be released, because ultimately it's only going to be holding you back. And there are opportunities here coming for you. There are new job opportunities. There's success. Something's being offered to you. There's also commitment in relationships that's coming through. It's like, I want to say that your world is going to open up. So whatever it is you're wanting to move forward on, then you're going to really, by mid-August, you're going to really feel like, I really want to be moving forward here. And things are going to cross your path. Things are going to work out for you. You've got the 10 of Cups here. It's like the 10 of Water that you had earlier. You're going to feel loved. You're going to feel secure, you're going to feel safe, you're going to feel this happiness and this joy of coming home, of being who you really are. So things are really going to fall into place very, very well for you, my lovely Sagittarians. But it's so important to put in that work. Be like the hyena. Eat up the past so that there is this renewal. Because there's a real sense of home, of family, of children, of expansion that is coming up for you. Where did that go? Oh, here it is. Radical acceptance. That's what you're being offered. Radical acceptance. Beloved, open your heart chakra. Radical acceptance of who you are, what you're going to release and who you're going to become. That seems to be the underlying theme here. The shedding of that skin, like the snake sheds its skin and becomes new. You outgrow it. They outgrow their skin. They need to shed that so that they can grow and move into the future, grow within themselves. And it's like you too, growing, opening up your heart chakra, having radical acceptance of where you are, what you're doing, what's unfolding for you. Shall we read that? Let's get more information, my lovely Sagittarians. Let's read that because that's just such a beautiful card. To me, it's like it's like lightning, isn't it? It's just boiling away there. Gee, they're really wanting to. My guides are really pushing their way through here. The object of affection, radical acceptance, loving what is. Loving what is. Loving who you are and who you've become. When the beloved appears, it requires 100% of your heart, body and soul. Don't try to squeeze the beloved into your schedule. Drop the busyness and receive the one you have been waiting for. And it's about self-love as well. Know that this card comes as a mirror to show you the divine within and invite your radical acceptance of everything you consider beautiful or ugly in your being. Again, you see, this is your shadow and your conscious self. This is the mirror being shown up, the divine mirror being held up to you. The beloved may not be a person at all. It might be a business venture, a project, or an adventure calling for your full attention. Love it, let it light you up, and give it your all. Surrender to this truth and know that you are gaining a passport to bliss. And that's the final card that you have, this passport to bliss. Even when it feels that you're being consumed by the fire of the beloved, do not hold back or be afraid, for you will emerge transformed. Again, you see this transformation energy. Surrender is the key. Allow yourself to be loved. Usher the harsh critic out the door and shut your eyes and ears to the judgment of others. And that's the judgment card that you've got, the justice card that you've got. I really like that. Be careful you are not seduced by false promises or falling prey to your extraordinary ability to sabotage your dreams and desires. Recognize the many faces of the beloved and welcome them into your heart. You will be so glad you did. See, this again speaks of transformation. It speaks of your shadow self, the duality of who you are, and bringing that into alignment, breaking free of the cycles that keep repeating in your life by looking at what is triggering those cycles. My lovely Sagittarians, many blessings to you. Love and light. If you would like to book a private reading with me, you can follow the link below to my website and book a reading from there. If you like this video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, which helps to get my video out there, helps me connect with you and bring more videos like this to you. Many blessings to you, Sagittarius.